I got a word and I don't know if it's like the same kind of word that I normally get, but for whatever reason I was feeling like it needed to be talked about. So yeah, I had some warfare that kind of happened yesterday, and because of the warfare, I was kind of having like a rough time. But in the middle of that, in the middle of the warfare, I was hearing this message, so I'm about to share it now. I also want to say that today is the 7th of July, so it is 7/7, and God was showing me 7/7. I don't know what that is, but oh, that's my fan. Okay, anyway, okay, fan. Okay, so I saw 7/7, and oh, I didn't even say what this video is about. This video is going to be called the Esther Anointing. So, yeah. Ooh, where's the website that I...
Welcome into this message.
My bad. Okay, so I got Psalm 77, so, which is like, I was having a bad day, so it's crazy that I would get this today, but, so Psalm 77 for the director of music to Jeduthun of Asaph, a psalm. And it says, I cried out to God for help. I cried out to God to hear me. When I was in distress, I sought the Lord. At night, I stretched out untiring hands, and my soul refused to be comforted. I remembered you, O God, and I groaned. I mused, and my spirit grew faint. Selah. You kept my eyes from closing. I was too troubled to speak. I thought about the former days, the years long ago. I remembered my songs in the night. My heart mused and my spirit inquired, will the Lord reject forever? Will he never show his favor again? Has his unfailing love vanished forever? Has his promise failed for all time? Has God forgotten to be merciful? Has he in anger withheld his compassion? Selah. Then I thought, to this I will appeal, the years of the right hand of the Most High. I will remember the deeds of the Lord. Yes, I will remember your miracles of long ago. I will meditate on all your works and consider all your mighty deeds. Your ways, O God, are holy. What God is so great as our God? You are the God who performs miracles. You display your power among the peoples. With your mighty arm you redeemed your people, the descendants of Jacob and Joseph. Selah. The water saw you, O God. The water saw you and writhed. The very depths were convulsed. The clouds poured down water. The skies resounded with thunder. Your arrows flashed back and forth. Your thunder was heard in the whirlwind. Your lightning lit up the world. The earth trembled and quaked. Your path led through the sea, your way through the mighty waters, though your footprints were not seen. You led your people like a flock by the hand of Moses and Aaron. That line that says like your footprints were not seen, that kind of reminds me of, well, I mean, it reminds me of Esther, because I think Esther is the only book in the Bible where like God's name is not used, but it's kind of like you're supposed to be able to see him moving through the book, even though like you don't hear him talked about. Anyway, so this is the Esther Anointing. And because I was having a bad day yesterday, I wrote this July 6, 2023 at 1:30 p.m. And I wrote, I have to remind myself that Esther was an orphan. I'm sure she didn't always look like a queen. That's why she was so humble when she got into the position she was in. She wasn't attached to the notoriety or the materialistic possessions because she lived without it her entire life. In Esther 1:20, it says that all the women will respect their husbands, from the least to the greatest. King Xerxes valued her so much because she was an honorable woman. She had these characteristics naturally that Queen Vashti lacked. It says in Esther 2, verses 15 through 18, that Esther won the favor of everyone who saw her. She was taken to King Xerxes in the royal residence in the 10th month, the month of Tebeth, in the 7th year. Ooh, and it's the 7th month and the 7th day. Sorry. In the 7th year of his reign. Now the king was attracted to Esther more than any of the other virgins. So he set a royal crown on her head and made her queen instead of Vashti. And the king gave a great banquet, Esther's banquet, for all his nobles and officials. He proclaimed a holiday throughout the provinces and distributed gifts with royal liberty. So, though Esther spent her whole life unseen and overlooked, except by Mordecai, because Mordecai, he saw her. He kind of like stepped in where he was needed. She was celebrated when she was seen for who she truly was. And then I wrote, one thing I adore about Esther was that she didn't need external validation from others, that she was worthy of what God was giving her. Her character spoke for her. And it became visible to everyone, whether acknowledged outwardly or not, that she was worthy of royalty. Not only that, but all of the women were prepared for the role. Like, they prepared each of the women for... I'm reading notes, by the way. But they prepared all of the women for the role of queen. Like, they adorned them. Okay, anyway. So they must have all been beautiful in the eyes of the king. But Esther was able to stand out. And I personally believe that King Xerxes' attraction to her was because of her looks, in addition to who she was as a person. And I don't know why, but as I was looking up Psalm 77, I heard NASDAQ. Yeah. I heard NASDAQ. Should I look up what that is? NASDAQ. NASDAQ. So, stock exchange. The NASDAQ stock market is an American stock exchange based in New York City. It is the most active stock trading venue in the U.S. by volume and ranked second on the list of stock exchanges by market capitalization of shares traded, behind the New York Stock Exchange. Yeah. I don't know what NASDAQ means, but that's the message that I got. Oh, that's what I was going to say. I'm sorry, I have to go to this other note that I wrote a while ago. Yeah, this note says, sleeping beauty spell because they're mad. You have the Esther Anointing. Cancel and rebuke the spells. That's all. That's all. For sure, that's all. Okay. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you're watching this, you probably have the Esther Anointing, and you're probably making people mad because of it. So I don't know. Psalm 77. And it's the 7th day in the 7th month. And 7, pretty sure 7 is the number of completion. So then it's like the Sabbath, the Sabbath month. So rest. Okay, let me stop. Okay, bye. Bye, you guys.